Welcome, everybody, to Dad's Gone Crypto, where we deep dive into the exciting world of cryptocurrency and NFTs. Today, let's explore a new crypto fantasy project called MojoTrolls, a project that stands out in the NFT space, blending the creative allure of fantasy with the cutting opportunity of crypto investments. Imagine a world where fantasy meets cryptocurrency, where owning a digital creature not only immerses you in the ancient magic filled universe, but also ties you to real world thriving crypto economy. That's Mojo Trolls. It's not just digital art, it's part of a unique ecosystem leveraging NFTs and the TUSKS token to real world investment opportunities and community driven growth. By participating, you're not just collecting, you're contributing to the benefiting of an innovative blend of storytelling, gaming, and finance. It's a chance to join a pioneering venture at the intersection of technology and creativity, where each participant helps to shape the future. Interested in being more than just a collector? Mojo Trolls is where the adventure begins.
Yeah, absolutely. MojoTrolls is not just an NFT project. It's an investment in a burgeoning digital ecosystem. And at its core are Sacred Guardian and Ancestral Nodes. Sacred Guardian nodes are your VIP pass, the only way to access private sale tokens and unlock them at the token generation event. And it's making them a must have for exclusive early benefits. Now, Ancestral Nodes act as a key to enhance and store your NFTs, allowing you to delve deep into the MojoTrolls Mojosphere, where your digital collectibles will come to life. The heartbeat of this ecosystem is the TUSKS token, fueling quests and interactions. It's designed to be deflationary, meaning they're constantly burning tokens to reduce supply and increase value over time. This is crucial for investors looking to see their assets appreciate. Every 500 ancestral nodes sold sees a price increase, making early purchases a smart flip for later profit, especially as they're essential for engaging in the entire ecosystem. Even average NFTs hold potential. By participating in the ecosystem, you can upgrade and increase your NFT's rank, opening the door to higher rewards. For investors, these elements are key. Early engagement can lead to significant asset appreciation. Rare NFTs could result in a major payday, and the project's deflationary token model promises a continuously appreciating value. Plus, climbing the ranks through collection and engagement unlocks substantial rewards. MojoTrolls is where strategic investment meets immersive entertainment.
And guys and girls, this is where we get super excited, myself and Ryan. MojoTrolls is our first channel sponsor. We've been chatting to the developers and the founders for a couple of months now, and we actually in love with the project. And they are going to be giving us some goodies to give away in our Zeely competition. If you guys don't know, we got dad sacks. We fill them with awesome stuff that could potentially be, something of value later on. And we're growing as a channel, and we're super excited that they've come on board. Thank you, MojoTrolls. And we're going to tell you a little bit more about what they're about, show them the inside of their website. They're launching soon, right? So we're just going to give you some tidbits of how to get ahead of the pack. But before we get to the exciting parts, we love NFTs. We also hate them, right? But the question we have to ask is, we've got so many NFTs in our wallets, and they're all gone to shit. Or most of them. The ones that have the small handful that have really, done well have really done well, and NFTs are making a comeback. But we have to ask the question, why have NFTs failed? Because if we're going to be investing in a potential project like this, we have to understand what are the pitfalls and what are these developers trying to overcome. All right, buy. And I know, they had the pain points of not getting their NFTs, of any value. So they decided that why don't they create an ecosystem where everybody potentially could, gain some value out of their participation in the ecosystem. So we're going to go through a couple of items of why NFTs fail. Well, first and foremost, lack of originality and value proposition. So many NFTs fail to offer something that's unique. So they just copy and paste. They give you a digital cat and okay, but there's no purpose to it. There's no potential value, right? So they fail very quickly. So there might be initial hype, but they don't last. With the markets flooded with these NFT projects, especially during a bull market, we're in a pre-market now, so things are starting to bubble. But in the peak of a bull market, you're going to be hearing NFTs flying out left, right, and center. People making money, but people also losing money. Only the true valued ones actually survive.
Yeah, absolutely. Another, huge problem that a lot of NFT projects have faced is just poor execution and technical issues. I mean, even if an NFT project has a solid concept, poor execution can lead to failure. This includes technical issues such as smart contract vulnerabilities, scalability problems, lack of user-friendly interfaces. It really makes it difficult for non-technical users to engage with their project, and that's been a major, major problem. And one cool thing I've seen with MojoTrolls is they definitely they're making this extremely user friendly. So it's one of the things that popped into my head that how much I really love the project. Another really big one is just it's just hype over substance. Projects that focus more on generating hype rather than delivering substantial value or utility, they often experience a rapid decline after that initial excitement wears off. So without a sustainable model or ongoing development to back up the initial hype, these projects, they quickly lose their community support and their market value. And we've seen that time and time again. So again, it's super important to have some actual substance behind the project.
Exactly. And inefficiency to build a good and valued community. So often what people do is they create a project, they pay for Twitter followers, and Telegram subscribers and bots, and it's just basically an empty shell. There's not real people. So you want to build a community that has people that are engaged, that love the project, they can contribute, that they feel part of the growth of the ecosystem. And as far as I know, through the MojoTrolls Guardians, they become almost like part of the family, I think. Ryan, you'll get into more detail there. And then ancestral community is your digital identity into that whole universe that they're busy building. Another point is market saturation and competition, right? So it's fine in a bear market, but no one's buying, right? So in a bull market, he who has the biggest backers and sponsors and marketers, those are the ones who get out there and create the hype. Oh, I've got to get into this project. And you're like, okay, let me get into this project. And you're the guy that bought at the end and got the smittens, and you didn't get the valuable ones, and it's just lying in your sack or your wallet, and it's gone to shit. So the most important question I have to ask you, Ryan, based on the doom and gloom of why NFTs don't succeed, are NFTs dead?
Well, they certainly seemed dead for quite a while there, right? We just had a bear market to a bear market of the ages here, where it just seemed
Sure.
like
Yeah.
everything was dead for a long time. And yeah, I mean, NFTs, they started dying off before the end of the last bull, and then just really died off there. But I'll tell you what, they are making a massive comeback. And the funny thing is, last cycle, every NFT, it was all about ETH, right? Every successful project really was on the Ethereum network. But what we're seeing now, coming into this cycle, we've been seeing Solana really kind of take over. These Solana-based NFTs are getting absolutely tons of volume, and they, for a while there, they surpassed ETH's volume, right along with all the meme tokens and everything else. Solana was just absolutely crushing ETH as far as volume goes, and they still, these things are still holding. A lot of the Solana NFTs are still holding those really big volumes. So maybe
Ryan,
we should go. Yeah.
yeah, I think, Ryan, because everyone got into the hype and money was made by some people, not all. But when the gas prices went through the roof, now you got this prized possession, but to get rid of it, or just to trade it, or you didn't have enough ETH, all right, because it cost too much. So you lost a lot. So I think people were like sick and tired of that gas war. And they thought, is there a cheaper option? And if I do build and I do release in a bull market, what happens if it's $200-300, to sell an NFT? Yeah, sure, but I don't want to give anybody my hard-earned potential earnings. So hence the birth of the new generation of NFTs.
Right. And yeah, I mean, obviously the transactional cost on Solana is almost nothing. So it's been really, really awesome. We can jump over to Magic Eden here and just take a look here. Um, you know, Magic Eden's got Bitcoin, ETH, Polygon, Solana. But if we go through and just look, I mean, you can see there is some serious volume on these Solana NFTs. I mean, look at this one right here. 306,000 Solana being traded in the last 30 days. Right here, 301,000 Solana. So, you know, Solana is over $100. So take that, take that number times 100 and think about the volume that's passing through on these things. If we just click one, we'll just click this guy here. You know, as far as I know, this wasn't like a super hyped project. At least, you know, I'm sure by looking at the volume, it must have been pretty hyped. But I mean, look at this thing. This thing is getting, I mean, look at the 24-hour volume. So 6.1 thousand Solana was traded just in the last 24 hours on this thing. Its all-time volume, 1.2 million Solana. So, you know, anybody that says NFTs are dead, go check out Magic Eden, and you're gonna see that
is that
they are
102
not.
million times
Yeah,
100, right?
right there,
Yeah.
1.2 million traded is their all-time volume. So NFTs are definitely not dead, and I'll tell you what, it's what made us so bullish on MojoTrolls, because these guys are launching on Solana.
Yeah. And I think it's important to also understand is that when you're doing your upgrades, let's say you got an average NFT and you're doing your upgrades, you can't do it on ETH. It's just too expensive to upgrade. So at least with Solana, the transactions, you can make mistakes. That's fine. You can change things. It's fine because it doesn't cost you a lot. So that's why it potentially could just imagine $102 million volume. Oh, all right, guys, we're going to take you through to the website. I know there's still some tweaks to be made. They're launching next week, but I also hear that they're going to be doing some private sale nodes in the coming weeks. But let's have a look over here. So what the project owners said was with this image that it took almost a month to digitally paint this artwork, and it's going to go on sale in the coming future. But this, yeah, is not just a snapshot picture. This is digitally created, and this is the essence of the MojoTrolls, where they're dancing around the fire, and you got these ancestrals basically giving them wisdom and so forth. All right, guys, MojoTrolls, Guardians of the Metaverse. All right, so let's click over here. So we've got a nice little scroll inscription. You can read out what's happening there. This is just an introduction. You guys can go and click through to this and check it out. But let's just have a look. It's going to play about 10 seconds of this. I think this was built in the Unreal Engine. Anyways, you guys can obviously read that and watch that video. All right, so who are the MojoTrolls? What they're about? Ryan, what's particular about this picture?
Well, you can see they've got that's going to be their Genesis NFT, which is going to be basically their character NFTs. And you can see they've got them kind of hidden there. But the one thing that kind of stands out is the Mojo bottle, and that's the whole deal behind the MojoTrolls. That's going to have a big deal within their ranking system and all that. So we'll get to that a little later, though.
What's quite nice to see in the background image over here is the actual MojoTrolls village. You got the center fire pit, you got there's the portal, so the nodes, the sacred guardian nodes protects the rift. You got the sacrificial, and you get some naughty trolls running around. There's a tiki bar over there for beer. That's very cool. So yeah, just have a look at the background picture. It's quite detailed, very cool. And then the essence of the project. You have guardians and ancestral nodes. There are 610. And that's somehow related to the Fib. That's all they told us, Fibonacci sequence. And you'll see all the numbers. Even the 481 is a Fibonacci sequence. So it kind of all ties in how all the universes tie together. There's 3 revealed clans and 1 secret clan. 4,181. So now it's not a typical 10,000 collection, because the guy that gets the 10,001 and it's terrible, it's a terrible rarity, might as well just throw the NFT away. So by them reducing the supply, they're reducing the income that comes in, but they're making these more desirable. So that means it's better tradable, and you can possibly ask for a better price. And then they stand for rarity, quest, rewards, and for glory. So the call out to the clan, this is where once you've got your NFTs, you've purchased them. All right, now you got to decide what type, what speaks to your soul. Are you a warrior? Are you a techie? Are you an educator? Are you a secret clan? You have to choose one of these. So you can gamify it and decide that you want one of each, but then that just means you'll need more ancestral nodes, because the ancestral node is a digital identity for being part of this universe. So you got to speak like, what speaks to me is a warrior. I want to get into the warrior, but at the same time, techie, a little bit of educative. I actually don't know. I think warrior might speak to me. So it's coming soon, tells you a little bit about what's happening over there. But you'll be able to select this, join your clan. Your ancestral node will basically be linked. You'll put your NFT into your ancestral node, and then you'll start upgrading yours and getting a ranking score.
Scrolling down there to MojoTrolls utility, the one thing that really stands out about this project and really got me interested in it is that it's not just your average NFT project. It really has, there's utility built within this project. They've got their TUSKS token, which is going to be a deflationary token, and they've got an entire ecosystem built around it, really. And the nodes and the NFTs, everything's going to come into play to basically pay out rewards over time, and those rewards, I really feel like the rewards are going to grow and grow and grow through this market, and I think this thing's going to be a really cool project.
Then we got the TUSKS token. Why a TUSKS token, Ryan? Why did they think of doing a TUSKS token? What does it mean? Do we need another coin in this space?
Yeah, well, so TUSKS token is basically their utility token within their ecosystem. They're going to generate rewards based on, at the very beginning of the project, what they're doing is they're generating rewards based on a tax on the token. So, any buys and sells, it says right there, it's going to have a 5% tax. That's how they're going to build their reward system and build their investment pool. And then you're going to get paid out based on that investment pool and how well it does. There's a whole lot to learn here, but the TUSKS token is absolutely it's what holds the entire ecosystem together.
And that buy and sell tax is necessary because that in turn goes into the treasury, and then it gets distributed amongst, the NFT holders.
Yeah, so the buy and sell tax is there. We'll get down into the detail there on everywhere it goes, but there's basically a number of vaults within the system, and those vaults will do different things with the TUSKS token. Some of those TUSKS token rewards are going to go directly to the Sacred Guardian node holders. Some of them are going to go to make the to help with the deflationary aspects. Some of them are going to go to that investment pool I just mentioned, and build up a very large pool of rewards for all the NFT holders. So very, very cool.
All right. So their roadmap, Ryan, when did these guys actually start?
They, these guys have actually been building in stealth mode for like 3 years now. And that's really cool. They built throughout the entire bear market. I know they started kind of at the end of the last bull is when they really started putting all this together. And then they decided, rather than rushing it, they wanted to really build the project out. So they took the entire bear market, built this thing out. They had writers writing novels for their lore, all the artwork. They got everything ready to go. So this isn't that kind of project where you're gonna get into and then be waiting for years for stuff to come out. These guys have built this thing and have done absolutely zero marketing yet. They haven't told anybody about it because they wanted to build the project out. And now, here they are, and they're ready to launch and really get this thing flying.
All right, so let's have a look here. Guardian and ancestral nodes, that's coming up first. Then they're going to do the TUSKS token launch, and then clan quests. And those are quests for rewards. So inside your different factions, your warrior, your techie, your educator, there will be perhaps quarterly prizes or rewards to be given out, and you and your clan will go out and achieve that if your clan wins. And then depending on your ranking with your NFTs in that space, you'll get distributed rewards. And then there's the staking. And let's have a look here. Some nice graphics over here. Let's follow it. We got, okay, the minting of the clan rewards. What is this? Just briefly, what is this investment pool that we're talking about there, Ryan?
So what they're doing, they're going to take the transactional taxes and they're going to put that into some of that into an investment pool where they're going to be investing in other projects. They're going to be partnering up with other projects, buying into other projects very early here in this bull cycle, and allow those investments to grow. I know they're getting into some node projects, they're getting into some investment pools, basically anything they can do to build the MojoTrolls ecosystem, they're going to partner with. I know they also have a very cool AI trading bot that I got to play with a little bit, and it is super cool. And I know they're going to be using that for a little portion of this investment pool to also build their rewards. And basically, that investment pool is how they're going to pay out the bulk of their rewards. So rather than this just being, taxes generated off volume, they're going to use those early taxes, build this investment pool, and make a really cool reward structure. So kind of a circular economy where they're building this investment pool and they're going to be able to reinvest, constantly in the MojoTrolls ecosystem. I think it's a really cool and unique concept.
Very cool. And then they've got the Metaverse headquarters. I think we saw a bit of an intro of what they're trying to build with the Unreal Engine, but they might be using other gamification platforms to basically build different headquarters. Future NFT drops. What is that about, Ryan?
They're going to do their Genesis NFT drop. And then after that, they're talking about doing, some different things, maybe some female trolls, some babies. I mean, there's a whole lot of different ideas there that they're getting into, but I know that's a little off.
And of course, besides the investment structure and creating a income generating asset for the community, they're also going to get involved in a couple of other things which they have on the future roadmap. Game Quest, community creative, illustrated published novel. I know the law that they've written, they want to try get it on the top bestseller. The development of an AI character. Imagine your troll that you've got. They can create this, real world, look, and you can run around and maybe shoot people or run around and have conversations. So that's what they're looking at as well. Mojo Rum, now we're speaking my language, the dad's gone crypto language. we better make sure we get a couple of bottles, Ryan. Make sure you speak to the boys.
Absolutely.
And then deal flow and private sell and gaming. So tell me a little bit about that.
So from what I understand, not only are they, partnering projects for the investment pool, but they're also partnering with projects in their early stages. And they're going to do a little bit of a VC kind of thing here where, they're going to be able to get some of their inner circle into some of these projects very, very early. So sounds cool. And then obviously the gaming and AI, that's a little bit in the future for them, but they want to turn their entire ecosystem kind of into a metaverse gaming system. And I know they said that's down the line a little bit, but sounds cool. And it's a cool thing to have on the roadmap.
And I think it's part and parcel of how to onboard new people as the gaming industry grows and as AAA games come through. How do you onboard people? So you can use a AAA game and through the TUSKS token, initiate a gameplay, track their scores and that, and onboard them into crypto nicely. So there's another thing. Tell me a little about the DAO structure. What is that about?
So, down there at the bottom of their roadmap, it says governance DAO. And I know their plan is to build this ecosystem out, grow the project, and then basically give it to the community. So they want to build it all out and then, allow it to turn into a true DAO where the community takes control of the entire project. So I also think that is, that's a very cool concept.
And the MojoTrolls nodes, very interesting concept. Let's have a look at what NFT the community will get. This is the ancestral node. Gain mojo for strength, wisdom, and fortune. This little thing's quite cute. Let's get out of this one. There we go. Protector of the rift and all who pass through. This is the sacred guardian node, and mystical rewards awaits the gatekeeper. And if you look inside, I can just get the right angle. Check out that skull with with the tusks inside. It's very cool.
Yeah, I really love all their artwork. It's what got me interested originally when they first started talking to us about this a while back.
All right, so tell me a bit about the Sacred Guardian node. Why a node? Why is it so important? And why do you want to get your grubby little paws on this as early as possible?
So their Sacred Guardian node is apparently it's their, to start with, it's basically, you know, these NFTs that you're looking at. You're gonna get this NFT and you're gonna register it on their website, and it's going to be your key to unlocking, you know, the rewards. So there's the Sacred Guardian node has its own pool of rewards that are going to come from not only the investment pool but also directly from the tax structure. So I think it could be pretty lucrative. And they basically, this thing's totally limited. They're only doing 610 of them. So it's kind of like going to be their inner circle. So the people that buy this thing to begin with are going to be that inner circle that really kind of helps shape the project. And I know they've got an absolute ton of perks. It's all out there in their Gitbook, all the different perks on these things, but looks very cool. And then I know down the line, you know, as they move into the gaming sector, these nodes are going to be convertible from, rather than just like an NFT that, you know, that you stake to and earn from. It's going to actually, you know, you're going to actually be able to use this as a node that's going to secure the network. And that's why it's called the Sacred Guardian node. It's guarding the entrance to the rift. So there's a whole lot there of technical jargon and everything, but it's very cool. And that's going to be out in the future a bit.
Okay, you become an OG member, help shape the project, secret airdrops, future deal flow, early bird mints, rewards pool, airdrops, profit sharing, which is quite cool, and exclusive merch. And you got the ancestral node. So how does the Guardian node differ from the ancestral node?
So the Guardian node is limited. You know, there's only 610 of them. The ancestral node, from what I understand, is not going to be limited, but they are going to increase the price for every 500 sold. So it looks like from every 500 sold, they're going to increase the price by 50%, which is basically going to help limit these things because, you know, down the line, if if you keep adding 50% of the price for every 500 of these that are sold, it's going to get pretty expensive pretty quickly. So could be a cool thing to buy and flip, you know, because basically every time you hit that 500 mark, these things jump in value by 50%. They're super important, not just for that aspect, but they're super important within the ecosystem because it becomes your digital identity. So you're taking that ancestral node and you're going onto their website and registering that. And then basically from then on, it is your identity into all the reward pools and all that. So you're going to stake your Genesis NFTs to this node, and it's going to help you climb up they're calling it their ancestral power leaderboard. So that ancestral power leaderboard is how you rank within their system, and wherever your ancestral node ranks is where you're going to be paid out rewards. It's a very well thought out gamified system, and from what I can see, it looks like it's going to have some pretty amazing rewards down the line here.
Yeah, so the way I see it, Ryan, is that if I get in early and I get 1 or 2 or 3 of these, I can potentially sell one to cover my costs, right? And I get to participate in the ecosystem. But if I get in early, because as it goes up every 500, then the price goes up. But tell me, so the Sacred Guardian node has pre-sale tokens in it, but the ancestral one doesn't. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I did forget to mention that the Sacred Guardian node is coming with 200,000 TUSKS tokens along with it, and it's actually the only way they're not doing any kind of pre-sales for TUSK token. They are going to fair launch it, so the only way to actually get TUSK token before it goes to TGE is to buy a Sacred Guardian node, and then those rewards, that 200,000 tokens, is going to be immediately available to you.
And my big question is, so I buy this, I get basically private round or investor round tokens, right?
Right.
Can I on TGE is there a lockup period? Because if I have to invest in another lockup project, I'm just gonna lose my
No,
marbles.
no, actually, they're doing something pretty cool. So the Sacred Guardian node is basically to be looked at as like their TUSK token staking node, basically, at least in the beginning here before it gets into any node functions. So it's coming with 200,000 TUSK tokens, and if you look, later on we'll show their staking pyramid, but basically that 200,000 is going to put you at like level 4 on their pyramid, and I believe it's 300,000 tokens to get you to the absolute top tier of the staking pyramid. And based on where you are on that level, you're going to earn more and more rewards. Yeah, so you see it there. So the idea is, yes, these are going to be fully unlocked right at TGE. However, if you really want to earn rewards with these nodes, you're probably going to want to keep your TUSK tokens and possibly purchase more to, stake and level up. I'm sure some people will sell and end up lower on those levels, but I got a feeling that they're going to end up panic buying TUSK token back in order to climb those levels when they see the rewards that are getting paid out.
Okay, cool. So that's the Sacred Guardian node. That's the Ancestral node. Okay, so they've got this date, I think, might change, but they're trying to launch it more or less the public sale closer to the Bitcoin halving. But we'll confirm with the project owners exactly when. So stay tuned to that. And then they've got something that says, yeah, share. Okay, so share and win one of 3 Sacred Guardian nodes and get whitelisted for 48-hour early bird sale. So that is okay. So that's their Gleam competition. Is that right?
Yeah, they're going to start a Gleam competition shortly here, where you're going to be able to actually win a Sacred Guardian node or also some Ancestral nodes. So
Okay, so basically 600,000 tokens up for grabs and some Ancestral nodes, which is pretty cool. And your early bird, so you can get in early. All
yeah,
right, and be the first to know. Don't forget, guys, please to go join their Telegram channel. They'll announce everything in there first. Well, that's a pretty tree. Hey? Then you've got Tree of Life and TUSK tokens. Okay, cool. All right, so that is basically it's. I must say the website is beautifully done, good graphics, easy to follow. But if I want to know more, this is the place. So you just page slightly down at the top here, go to Mojo Docs. There's the light paper and there's the Get Book. So we click on the Get Book. This is what opens, right? Introduction. And it's the in-depth conversation that we've just had now. You read a little bit of your introduction, click the next page. What is their mission? Community, ecosystem, evolution. And you just get to understand. I think, yes, it's a lot of reading, but you get to really understand what the project developers and owners and founders wanted to create. What was their mission? Why did they sacrifice 3 years of their lives, in creating something, that they think is amazing?
Yeah, it's really cool. Well, I highly recommend reading that Git book, because it shows you right there that this isn't just one of these NFT projects, like I said before, that's just like a pump and dump kind of thing. These guys have put a lot of thought into this thing, and they've really documented it well there, which is again pretty unusual, at least for something that's just coming out. Normally a lot of these NFT projects, they don't really put this kind of stuff out until they're way into the project. They basically want to see how successful they are and everything before they actually start building this stuff. These guys have built this project out and really laid it all out there for you, so you can see what a lot of the project is all about.
All right, so this is, I think, where the magic happens. So there's the buy and sell tax, and that is collected. Ryan, would you mind just going through this chart over here? I think at the bottom here is the Guardian Node. So they have their own little separate pool over here. That's what makes them so unique. So there's no sharing. Actually, they got their own little thing there. And according to that pyramid that Ryan said, depending how many tokens are staked in your sacred guardian node will determine how many rewards that you get. So you can flip when it's high, all right, and buy when it's low, as long as the time those secret airdrops happen, that you have maximum of 300,000 tokens in there to get maximum rewards. Otherwise, what typically happens there is, let's just say I sell half. I got 200,000, I sell 100,000. I only get a small portion of the rewards, whatever that rewards might be, whatever airdrop that might be. But then the guys that held up to the 300,000 mark, the cumulative total of the guys that sold, that reward portion will be distributed amongst the guys that have held. All right, so there's a bit of gamification there.
Yeah. The gamification of this thing is really well thought out, and I think it's as people get in here and they start buying these NFTs and getting involved, I think everybody's going to have a lot of fun with it. I could see this kind of being all over Twitter about what's the next strategy and when's the airdrop happening, when's the snapshot. It's a cool system they've got developed here.
All right, so go through a little bit about the buy and sell tax and what happens with the with the fee splitter.
Yeah. So basically you can see it all in the diagram there. They're showing their NFT royalties are going to be put, 90% of it's going to the fee splitter, 10% of it gets bought back and burned. And that's to help the deflationary aspects of their TUSKS token. You can see that, other than that, all the tax structure is going directly into the fee splitter, and then the fee splitter breaks it all down. So you've got 70% going up to the tribal vault, and that's basically that tribal vault is what's going to feed that investment pool and feed the main rewards of the ecosystem. And you can see it playing out there. Some of those rewards are going to go down to the, directly to the sacred guardian node holders. And then some of those rewards are going to be split out. In fact, the vast majority of those rewards, if you look at that top section there, are split out among the ancestral node holders. So technically both of these nodes, you want to have both of these nodes, because the sacred guardian nodes have their own pool, and it's a very small number of nodes out there, so they're going to have a pretty nice reward attached to them because they're getting a big chunk of it. Then you've got the ancestral nodes, and I really love the way they've broken this down. So there's going to be a lot of ancestral nodes out there, but if you look at the way this is set up, when you climb to the very top of that leaderboard, there's two different ways. You can either go out and it says you can get up to 4 NFTs of mixed clans to build the highest ranking, right? So, and again, this is all based on their Mojo structure and their ancestral power leaderboard. There's a whole lot to this, and I'm sure we're gonna have these guys on the show and really break down a lot of this stuff. But basically, when you climb that leaderboard, whoever's in those top positions, those top rankings, are going to get a nice chunk of the rewards. Then they've got their other setup where it's the clans, right? So if you've got the highest ranking ancestral node based on one particular clan of up to 4 NFTs from that clan staked to it, you're in that upper echelon. But then the cool thing is they don't only pay rewards to these upper echelon guys. They pay rewards out to everyone. So you can see there, as long as you have an ancestral node, that third box there is for everyone else. And you can see there's a large chunk of the rewards that are broken down. And based on where you're going to rank on that ancestral power leaderboard, you're going to get paid out rewards. So it's like, somebody can have one NFT, come in there, play their game, build up their mojo, climb up that ancestral power leaderboard without having to spend, an absolute ton of money to try to get into those upper echelons.
Yeah, I found that, I was fortunate to get a highly ranked NFT, and I held because I told us to hodl, and then the project owner just ran away with the money and never did anything more, right?
Yeah, I've seen that quite a few times in the NFT space.
So I look at my Twitter profile pic, and I say, okay, that's a remembrance of something that could have been that it wasn't, that I could have sold for 2 or 3 ETH, which I didn't. But it seems like these guys, it doesn't matter if there's low participation, right? And there's only a few people playing, well, they'll be getting maximum rewards. If there's a lot of people playing, then there's gamification, and then my NFT becomes more rare, then I can sell it. So it seems like if I got an average NFT, I can rank it up. If I manage to get a very rare NFT, and I know there is a what is it, Ryan?
Yeah, so they've got if you remember, they had that secret, that rare clan. So they haven't divulged exactly what that is yet, but apparently, they've got the 3 main clans, and then they've got this rare clan. And if you get one of those, I know it's highly limited. I think there was like 300 and something, 377 maybe, I think is what the number was on those. So that's a very rare NFT. If you're lucky enough to mint one of those things, you're going to be climbing up that leaderboard pretty quick. But the cool thing about their leaderboard, it's not just based on your NFT. You can actually rank up that leaderboard. There's ways to buy your way in by sacrificing TUSKS tokens to get more mojo. And there's also, winning these clan quests. As you win clan quests, you win mojo, and mojo is that counter that brings you up the ancestral leaderboard. And I think that is it's just a really cool concept, the way they've got this all planned out. So where, yes, if you went out and bought a whole bunch of NFTs, you can rank yourself up pretty high. But the little guy that can't afford to do that, he can just get an ancestral node and maybe one NFT and just go out there and play the game and really work at it and work himself up that leaderboard too. So it's really cool. They've done a good job here in kind of leveling the playing field and allowing everybody to earn, some pretty nice rewards here, I would think.
Very, very cool. So 70% goes to the tribal vault, and it gets split up amongst the NFT holders. Then we've got 20% that goes to the project, and that's obviously to keep the project going, marketing, workforce, roadmap developments, all of that. And then 10% goes to the Guardian nodes, which is basically the inner circle. So guys, and that's basically MojoTrolls in a nutshell. You can see it's very technical. Go read the Git book. I think it'll shed a lot of light. There's only a limited amount of time we have on the show to cover all the aspects, but I think we've covered the major important parts: the node, the purpose of the project, what's happening there. Now, from Dad's Gone Crypto point of view, they've come on board. You can see the logo in the top right-hand corner, and we're going to be running our own competition. So we are almost an extension of the project that allows us to promote their message to our communities. And at the same time, they've given us nice little goodies. They've given us 3 sacred Guardian nodes to give away and a couple of ancestral nodes. So if you've been following our show, you basically follow our Telegram channel, go into our Zeely campaign, and then at the bottom there, you'll see, or in fact, it'll be at the top, it'll say MojoTrolls Zeely competition. So it'll be a sprint, and you just got to like, subscribe, comment. And if you complete a sequence of Zeely points, you will get rewarded, and that'll put you into a ticket to winning one of those nodes. So guys, do yourselves a favor. It's the easiest way to get some really cool stuff. And by the way, while you're on the Zeely campaign, the Dad's Gone Crypto Zeely campaign, there are a host of other things to rank up your score. We are launching quite a few cool dad sacks in the coming weeks. So you want to get your points high, because we are going to be giving away a lot. That is our goal, is that as we get, we give, we promote the projects, we understand the projects, we get behind them, and we reward you guys for listening and sharing and liking, and we build this community. Remember, it's like-minded community. We absolutely love the MojoTrolls, and I think it's a great project, especially going into the bull run now. We need a couple of quick wins, and I think this project just might be one of those. So make sure, do your own research, and yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this project, and one of the coolest thing, because they've come on, they're sponsoring the show. They are basically giving us the earliest access to this thing. So far, nobody knows about MojoTrolls. I mean, literally nobody knows about them. They have not marketed. These guys have not been anywhere. They've just been building. And I'll tell you what, get in there and join their Telegram. Their Telegram has almost nobody in it right now, because they haven't told anybody to get in it. So our community gets to be the first in there. You guys get to be the first in the Telegram. You guys, you guys get to be the first on their, on their Twitter. It's really cool. And I think it's super cool that they're letting us help them do the absolute initial stage of building their community. I think it's super cool. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun and hopefully, very lucrative in the future here.
All right, guys, we'll keep you updated with some new projects coming up and updates on MojoTrolls and what they're releasing. We're excited. It's a great week. And please, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on Telegram and have a fantastic weekend. And we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Ciao.
The material and information presented in this recording are for entertainment purposes only. Do not misconstrue what you hear as investment or trading advice. Always do your own research. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the guests on this recording are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of Dad's Gone Crypto or its hosts.